Alright, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are. I don't know what time it is where you are right now since we've got like members all over the world. So, this will be our first tutorial on basically how to implement any signal that we've been given. So, the first step that we're gonna look at is go to the signal itself. So, okay, for here we've got the go advance signal, which is to short the XBT USD in the range of 6,800 to 6,600 range. And then we're gonna close into tier 1 long, which is between 5.8 and 5.999. Then the other signal, which is simultaneous, is to short a range of 6.6 to 6.5, and then that closes into tier 2, 5,799. Alright, then the liquidation should be above 7,000. Contract sizing max is 3,000 for new wallets, which is 0.02 BTC, 5,000 for bigger wallets, which is 0.15 BTC, and then 25 or 50k for heavy wallets, which is 0.5 BTC upwards. So we are not supposed to use a stop loss, and the spacing is $2.5, right? So first thing we got to do here is we've got a range. We need to calculate the difference in the range, and then from there we need to know how we're going to split our contracts, or yeah, based on our wallet size. So I'll calculate the whole thing here. So our range is between 6,800 minus 6,600. So that gives us $200 spacing for what we'll be doing. And now within this $200 spacing, so within this $200 range, we need to have a spacing of $12.5, right? So meaning we are supposed to have a maximum of 16 positions within this range, right? So from there we'll have to now divide that by our wallet size. So it's 3,000 max contracts divided by, we're gonna have a total of 16 trades, meaning for each position we need to have like 187.5 contracts open. So now that we've figured that out, we now go onto the platform to actually find out how we actually go about the whole thing, since we've established how many trades we're supposed to put up and how many contracts per trade we're supposed to put up. So yes, now we switch to the platform. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using my testnet account and not my actual live Bitmex accounts. Reason being, I have a trade open on the live Bitmex account, so I don't want to jeopardize that position in any way. So yeah, now that we're on testnet, if you look at the screen, it just shows you like what exactly we're on in terms of charts and everything. So the chart is XBT USD, right? As you can see here, XBT USD. So we're gonna implement the signal according to what we just calculated. So we always use limit orders. If you see that here, we always use limit orders for implementing trades. Then the quantity refers to the number of contracts that we're going to use per trade. Then the limit price is the price in which we actually implement the signal. And then after implementing the quantity, the limit price, now choose are we going to go long or go short. That's generally how we implement a trade. So isn't it our quantity from our calculation was 187.5. Anyway, yeah, we'll just use 187. The 0.5 isn't available as an option for contract sizing. And then the limit pricing that we're going to start at the higher range, which is 6,800. And since it's a short signal, we're going to short the market at that price, right? So that'll be a sell. Then you wait for it to load up, and then it says here order submitted, meaning the trade you've taken has already been sent to the order book. So yeah, that is simply how you go about implementing the short. I'm gonna keep this video like really short, so I won't go through the whole video, just for you guys to know those things. So that's basically how you take a short position, and then it'll be vice versa for long. So since right now we've got like $187 contracts opened on a position short, so to close that we need to do the inverse, meaning same quantity as at 187, but this time we have to long that order. Now we're long it at the price at which we want to close the market. So according to the signal, we're supposed to close between the 5.8 and 5.999 range, right? So we go back to the platform, and then now we select the same contract sizing, but the pricing changes now to 5.999. And now since we had earlier shorted the market, this time we will long the market to close out the short. So you click long this time, and then you confirm your order by clicking buy. Then after it says order submitted, you're now good to go. Your trade is done. You've set your entry price and your exit price. So pretty much your trade is done. And then some other things that you may want to look at on the platform is that, okay, this is the ROE that everyone's already talking about. But you may wonder, okay, fine, I've made a 32.47% ROE, but like, how much have I actually made? Now, to know how much you've made from the current trade that's opened, you would click on this delta sign here. That's the sign between the contracts and the ROE. There's a sign in between there. If you click on that, it'll show you how much exactly you are currently making off that open trade. In this case, it's 0.1837 BTC. Now you can switch back to check your ROE, and then to see how much is in your accounts or your wallet balance, you come to account in the section here. There's trade and then there's account. So you click on account, and after it loads, you can see how much is in the wallet itself, then how much you have from the running trade, and then the margin balance is the sum of your wallet balance and your unrealized P&L. Unrealized P&L relates to the current money that is in a trade, whether it's a profit or a loss. If it's a profit, it'll remain positive. If it's a loss, it'll be a minus before the zero here, in this case. Now this is just like the cost of the trade that you have running and how much margin you've used on that particular trade, and then this is the available balance. However, if you were to close a trade like right now, you would get this in your account. This would reflect in your account, the 4.7008 BTC. Now, let's say you want to close a trade instantly. You don't want to wait for it to go all the way to your target. There are multiple ways to do this. The first way to do this is to click market, and then you select the quantity. So let's for like my current trade is at 75,000 contracts, and it's in a red color and a negative, meaning it's a short. So to close a short, I need to open a long, and the quantity here is 75,000. So I need to just switch this quantity here also to 75,000. Yeah, 75,000. So now to close this trade instantly, I'll click the opposite of the sell, which is a buy. So I'd mark it buy to close it instantly, and click on that, and then buy. And as you can see, the trade has been closed. That's how you close a trade instantly. Now, the word limit orders are orders that you place so that the market executes a trade for you at a particular price. But market orders allows you to close or open or close a trade immediately. The reason why we use limit orders and not market orders is that limit orders, when you execute a limit order, Bitmex pays you for that trade that you're taking. Now, when you execute a market order, you have to pay Bitmex for them to execute the trade for you. Now, the other way to stop the market, you can use, if you click on this arrow here, you can either use a stop limit, a trailing stop, take profit, or take profit market. But in this group, we only use stop limits and trailing stops. If ever there's a stop loss issue, it'll be in according to these two methods of closing the trade. So right now I'm just gonna open a trade just so you can know how these orders work. So I'm just gonna market sell another 75,000 contracts. Okay, so yeah, now we're in a short at this range. Now we're using a stop loss. Stop market is the same as market buy or sell, meaning it's instant execution, meaning the trade should be instantly closed when you get to a certain range. Now, more often than not, we use a stop limit. Now, stop limit has a trigger price, which is what you see here, and then the actual closing price. The trigger price is when the trade will be entered into the order book, because a trade cannot be implemented or taken by Bitmex if it's not in their order book. So the trigger price is where you alert Bitmex to put your trade in the order book, and then when it gets to a certain price, that's when it'll be closed. I think as time goes on, we might have signals that have trigger prices, or in the past you might have seen a signal with a trigger price, and this is basically how it works. So the trigger price in this case is 6476, which is the stop price on this point. So stop price means trigger price. So now to change that, since we're in a short at 6488, let's say we want our trade to trigger maybe at 6550, and then actually close the trade itself at 6600. Now you see how the trigger is 6550, and then the stop itself is at 6800. That's how you use a stop limit. And as you realized, since we're in a short at 75,000 contracts, the moment we clicked a stop price that was above the current price, it's the platform switched from red to green, meaning you can only close this short out with the buy, as previously explained. Now, most of the signals you're given a trigger as to how exactly to close the trade, which is this section here. So you click on this arrow here. Now, for a stop limit trade, we'll always use the mark price to close it out. So make sure that for a stop limit, you use the mark price, and then if we're using a trailing stop, that's when we will use the last price. So trailing stop, you use the last price for trigger, and then stop limit, you use mark price. So yeah, that's basically how you put a stop loss. And then yeah, the stop loss is set. Now to use a trailing stop, what is a trailing stop? A trailing stop is basically a stop that moves with your position. So the more in your favor a position is, the stop loss moves with that, so that you're banking the gains along the way. This is like the preferred means of stopping a trade, because it'll bank your gains as you go along. Now, let me just explain how the fundamentals of a trailing stop. So a trailing stop has the quantity, meaning you use the quantity of your running trades, not the quantity of your active orders. The quantity of your running trades as the quantity to stop out, and then the trail value will be how far behind price you want to be stopped out. For example, we shorted 6488. Let's say price goes in our favor all the way up to 6400, and then our trail value will be at $50, meaning when the price gets to 6450, it'll close our trade. Now we entered a short at 6488, and then the trail stop is at 6450, meaning we have banked gains, meaning we're in profits from 6488 to 6450. Since 6450 is below 6488, we have profited along the way, so our gains will be banked. And then that is where you switch this trigger to last price, and then you set the buy to close out that position. Then yeah, the more price moves in your favor, it'll go with you. So as you saw on the signal that we sometimes have like a trail stop by maybe 100 units, $100 trail value after maybe 150% ROE and so on. This is where you find the ROE. That's where you find the trail value. That's pretty much how it works. So not all trades are on XBT USD as you see here. Some trades are on XBT U18, XBT Z18. Now you may be asking, where do you find that? If you go to the top of the screen, just above the Bitmex logo, you have got certain markets. There's XBT USD, XBT Z USD, and XBT U18, and so on and so forth. So you click on the acronym itself, the XBT Z18. You click on that, and then now if you realize now it has switched your position to this XBT Z18. That's how you're able to take a trade on the various contracts and so on. Now, I think it was Pedro who asked, I don't know if it was Pedro or Gasto who asked, so what sites do you use for actual charting? And then we all use TradingView. That's the platform that we use. TradingView is the best because it has the most graphics and allows you to do the most things with a particular trade. So yeah, if ever you want to go on to a site to chart, you just open a new tab on your browser and then you enter TradingView. Mine's already preset, so it switches that pretty fast, and yeah, We'll open trading view in a few seconds if my internet is fast enough. So yeah, I'll let that load, but eventually when it loads, you'll come up to a screen like this. Yeah, a screen like that. That's the trading view screen. And then, if you'd notice on testnet, the prices for XBT USD are not the live prices. There's a slight difference. If you look at Bitmex now, it says the current price of if you look at testnet, right, or rather, the current price of XBT USD is 6490. But if you go to trading view, you'll find that the current price of XBT USD is 6496. So there's a slight variation in the price from testnet to live Bitmex, but it's not really a big thing. You'll get the same experience. So let's say you want to add more funds to your account for testnet. You simply go to your account and then you click deposit, and then yes, you'll be given a step-by-step procedure for how to actually go about depositing into your account. It's a pretty straightforward procedure. All the steps are there. In the interest of making this video as short as possible, I won't go through them now. I'll do that in another video, but yeah, that's pretty much how you go about it. So yeah, guys, in that case, I'd say happy trading.